Over the years, I have collected a lot of tech, to the point that I have a literal hoard just off camera over here. It is a wire shelf that is filled to the top with just various projects and videos that I have done for this channel. And while some of the tech is deployed between my brother, his girlfriend, my wife, my roommate, and there are even some things that I've just kind of handed to friends, there's still a lot on that shelf, to the point that it's almost like a mountain of trash, if you will. And so, donning the moniker of the raccoon, I shall dive through it and see what treasures I can find, and then build a PC out of those treasures, and then deploy it into my living room. So, let's get right into it. Hello and welcome. My name is Wolfie. You're watching GreaterThanPie, and today's video is going to be actually kind of fun. I've done this once before. The Scarlet build that I did and eventually sold off to a friend was one of these such PCs where I just had parts on hand to the point that I could build something. And so let's dig through there, see if we can find a GPU, motherboard, and CPU, and then go from there, because I know I can find RAM, storage, etc. So, one second. Okay, so, yeah, I found some pretty quickly, because I put all of the expensive stuff on the top shelf, just like a bar. And right here, ooh, almost dropped it, we got the 6800 XT. Now, funny thing is, I think I did use this one for a while in my gaming PC until I replaced it with the 7900 XTX. And honestly, I'm still using the 7900 XTX. I actually, part of the most recent video was me switching back to that. So this is the MSI Trio Classic, or no, this is actually a Trio Z. Ooh, upgraded card. This is the MSI Trio Z Radeon 6800 XT. Got RGB, but we're not really gonna be able to see RGB in the case that I have lying around. And strangely enough, I also have my Razer Tai Chi motherboard laying around. Yeah, I retired this one out of my PC when I switched to micro ATX, which means that if I'm not mistaken, there's also a processor in here. So good news is there was a processor in that motherboard, and it's a 5800X, which makes me think that we're accidentally building something insanely powerful. So now that I got pretty much the most expensive components out of the way, processor, motherboard, and graphics card, I think I can scrounge together the rest and just do the build. So let's do that. All right, let's get right to the unboxing part of this. Now, funny story, this is actually footage from a while ago, like 2023-ish. This is the Cooler Master Cube 500 flat pack, and it's an interesting case. It's got a weird order of operations. The original video that this was in never saw the light of day, so it's nice to actually get to reuse it and actually reuse the unboxing footage, because I at least saved that. As I mentioned, our motherboard is an ASRock Tai Chi Razer Edition. This is the AM4 version, and it's an X570 motherboard. You know, I'm drawing a blank after all these years. I have used this motherboard many times. It's got updated BIOS. It's great. And it actually comes with Razer Chroma, which is really cool, although we really won't be using it. And our processor today is the Ryzen 7 5800X, which is actually a really good processor. For our RAM, I've got so much Trident Z's laying around, it's not even funny. And these are actually Trident Z EOS. This is 32 gigabytes at around 3200 megatransfers per second. For our cooler, I've got a ton of air coolers literally lying around. So we've got a Deep Cool tower cooler. You can't really buy them in the US anymore, so I really don't want to put too much emphasis on this, mainly because, you know, you won't be able to get it. Now, assembly in this case is bizarre. You actually have to build the entire case around your PC. Which is something different. The power supply we've got today is an NZXT 1000 watt power supply. I stopped using it in one of my builds because I needed to switch over to specifically having the 12 volt high power connector. And this one just did not have it. As mentioned before, our graphics card is the 6800 XT. This thing is a 1440p beast, and honestly is going to be a bit overkill for what we're doing. The rest of the assembly goes right around everything. And then in the back, we're installing a 1 terabyte Samsung SSD. I've got a million of these lying around, so nice and easy, quick to throw into this. And with that, the build is done. She's done and ready for deployment in the living room. Now there's a bit of a discrepancy between the footage that you just watched and it right now, and I'll explain why. So I actually changed out the air cooler, which was a process, and I unfortunately didn't record it. I actually did it because I wanted to try an AIO in here, and I actually had an AIO on the shelf that wasn't used. It was an old Cooler Master one that was gonna go on my NR200P, but it didn't quite fit. So I ended up just recycling it for this one. And so you'll see in some of the B-roll, this thing's a little bit difficult to open. You'll see it in some of the B-roll, but I actually did it on the side, which is why the side panel isn't the glass panel, but rather the intake panel, which is, it's actually a pretty cool effect, I think. Essentially, you get like this solid mass of computer case, which leaves the back, which is a glass panel, and I actually blacked it out with vinyl. So it's not the best mod in the world, because you can see the seam, because I didn't find vinyl that was big enough to just black out the whole thing. But I'll be honest, it's for me. This is my trash PC that I built out of my trash, okay? And then the case is a funny story. So you actually got to see unboxing of this case, and I think I'm even wearing the same GreaterThanPie sweater. And the reason that you got to see that is because I have a video that never saw the light of day where I unboxed this case. So it was back when I was doing a bunch of case unboxings. It was actually shortly after the Inwin case, the Q-Pet case that I did this one, because it was, the trend was flat packing cases. And I thought that was really cool. And I thought this video was kind of cool, but I wanted to do some things with it. And I was trying to get answers out of Cooler Master. I didn't have nearly as many subscribers as I do now, but I was trying to see if I could get a replacement panel I didn't have to use the glass, and they did not make it. There was talk about it being an option, but they ended up not doing it. So unfortunately, this is kind of the only configuration for this case that I would want to use it in. I was trying to build sort of a test bed that can be sealed back up really quickly, and it just wasn't working out for that. So instead, it's now my living room PC, and it kind of works out too, because I got the one with colors because I thought that the colors would be more interesting. Did the same thing with the Q-Pet, right? I didn't just get the black version, I got the one with colors. And the colors ended up being very close to my entertainment center console, to the point that it looks intentional. This is more of a seafoam and that's more of a teal, but hey, they work. And so There's a lot of happy accidents here. Another happy accident is the fact that this motherboard had Wi-Fi built into it. I kind of forgot about that until I pulled it out of the box and then found that it had some bunny ear antennas to stick on there. So I ended up doing that because now I can connect it without having to run a wire across my living room. Is this PC overkill for what I'm using it for? Oh, absolutely. There is no reason you need a 1080p gaming PC that is this strong, but I mean, there's literally no game you can't put on it and make it work. So I love it. It's a little bit much, but hey, being a little bit much, it sounds very much like our channel. I would say that this raccoon build is a success, and I would love to do this again in like 4 years when I've collected new junk to see what I can come up with, because this was really fun, and I'm going to go ahead and deploy it in my living room so that everybody can use it. But that is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider giving a like, maybe comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Wolfie, out.